Have you ever found yourself dragging along a heavy bag to only realize that you didn't use half the stuff? Well, that was us. After traveling to 36 countries, these are the 9 things that we no longer pack while we're traveling. Hi, I'm Tamron, and on this channel, we're going to be covering travel tips and business insights that we've learned while building a 6-figure business while we are traveling around the world. If this is something that intrigues you, hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. Books. Have you ever thought of going on holiday, going to the hotel pool, just relaxing there and reading a book under the beautiful sun? Sounds amazing, right? But let's be honest, if you're like me and you don't read while you're at home, you're definitely not going to read while you're on holiday, especially if you're in Paris or Bali or the Philippines or Singapore or Europe. I don't know, but I do know you're not going to read. But if you're like Nick and you do enjoy reading, then please, by all means, read away. But what we've learned is, firstly, these books are bulky. Secondly, is when you're done reading them, what do? Do you just leave them there? Or if you're like Nick and you get bored, so you'd read a little bit of this and a little bit of this and keep flip-flopping, then this is not going to be practical in a one bag carry. So what I would suggest is doing this. Invest in a Kindle. Nick lives by this thing. It's the Kindle paperback 11th gen, I think. This thing has solved all his issues. Firstly, this thing is super light. It carries multiple books when he wants to flip-flop, and we never have to leave books anywhere. We just take them with us now. If you're a reader, I definitely suggest getting one of these. If you're not, don't even think about it. Travel pillow. We had an issue with one of our Cathay Pacific flights. So what they did is they reimbursed us with $100 in-flight gift voucher. Sounds cool, right? We're so excited. We flip open those magazines and we're like, cool, what are we going to buy? What are we going to buy? What are we going to buy? And then the things that we wanted were sold out. But one thing did catch our eye. It was a travel pillow. But it was not just any travel pillow. This came across as the travel pillow. You could pump it up so it didn't take as much space. It had heat warmers. It could massage. It had different settings. It was really cool. We are going to use this for every single one of our trips. And during our trip, it just became a bloody nuisance. It was space-taking, uncomfortable. We barely used it unless we were on a flight. We just stopped using it. And to be honest, I don't even know where it is anymore. Otherwise, if you've team travel pillow, put a thumbs up in the comments below and tell me why you're totally for it. And if you're like us and you're team no travel pillow, tell us great decision. Charging bricks. With the minimal space a one bag carry has, who has space for all of these? Nevertheless, this monstrosity, my Apple MacBook Pro M1 Max thing, it is crazy. No one has space to carry this anymore. But that's why we came up with the most amazing solution. Thanks, Nick. You're the best. Our solution is this baby. It's the Zendio Passport 2. I think there's a Passport 3 out now that's even better than this. But the reason why this one's so amazing is it's got 3 USB-A ports, 2 USB-C ports, and it's a 65-watt charge. So what does that even mean? Generally, these are 30-watt chargers, which are good enough to charge your cell phones and smaller items. But this one has this super fast charging, which is actually really cool because it can charge your laptop. Therefore, I no longer need to carry this brick. I just use this for all my items. Multiple cables. Now we got the charging brick dilemma sorted. What are we going to do with all of these cables? That's it. We've just got so many devices, being phones, AirPods, watches, cameras, laptops. What are we going to do? We have simplified it in only having one cable for each different type of port, being a lightning cable, the watch charger, the laptop charger, and the USB-C. So that's only 4 cables that we've simplified our life to, that we always carry in our bag. But if you have the newer generation phones, Apple phones, like we don't, unfortunately, you can all use the USB-C port, which then you only need 2 cables. We always share cables. We've learned, even at home, that we don't actually charge everything at the same time. While it's worked for us, let us know if it's worked for you in the comments below. Clothes. I know, I'm a woman. This is a tough one. But one thing I always have to remember, am I a traveler or am I an Instagrammer? And to be honest, I'm a traveler. So what we've done is we've made sure we've only packed 10 outfits at a time, and we make sure all our outfits can crisscross match with each other. So we've never had any issues because I normally create a fashion lookbook before I leave the house. If you have any issues, you just have to do what Nick always tells me. It's not that you don't have enough clothes, it's that you don't have enough creativity. Let's get creative and let's pack as few items but have as many outfits while we're on the road. Passport cover. It's a passport cover! And it's not just any passport cover, it's the cutest little Minions passport cover. I thought this was the best idea ever since it's fun, outgoing, lively, show your personality, or you merely just want to protect your passport. It's a real good thing to have. Travel friendly and totally practical. Let me scratch it. I thought it was practical. But every single time you go to the airport and they need to see your passport, you always have to take these off. Anytime you have to show your passport anywhere, you have to take these off. In the end, it became such an inconvenience just to carry these things around that we no longer do. Excessive cash. Based off the many blogs we read for our very first trip, being our wedding trip, you can watch that over here, we thought we needed to bring a lot of cash since we were visiting Japan, and they said Japan is a cash society. So Nick and I each bought 5,000 USD for a 2-week trip. Was that stupid? Yes. We are basically walking ATMs. And it's not even just that. That is not safe. What happens if we dropped it, lost it, misplaced it? Luckily, Japan was a safe country, but I would not recommend it to anyone. It just makes you feel uncomfortable inside, like you're always counting if you didn't lose any money. So what I do suggest is when we got there were so many restaurants and convenience stores and shops that do accept card. And if it's not, then there's an ATM just down the road. So I wouldn't make a big thing of it. And while we're traveling to all the other countries we've experienced, we've never needed that amount of cash. Ever. So what I would suggest is maybe carry 50 to 100 USD. Waterproof phone pouches. You're going to a water destination and you're going to get in some sun, you're going to hit some waves, or maybe even go canyoneering like we did. You can watch that over here. You too would think you definitely need a phone waterproof pouch. Across all the countries we travel to, we have only ever used this once. And the worst part is, at the destination, they were selling these things cheaper there than what I bought it locally at home. So, totally not worth it. Otherwise, just look at this. We use these to take pictures underwater. Do you really think you're going to get good quality pictures? If using it for protection, okay, great. But we've learned no need. Just in case items. The notorious just in case item. I need this. What about this? For just in case. We have learned we have never just in case needed anything like our notebook that we carried around as nothing. I don't know if I was just trying to lose some weight, put that extra weight on that backpack, but it really did not help. I'd say on average 98% chance you will not use that just in case item. And if you do, there's a high probability you can get it in that local country. Don't waste your time and just leave it behind. Those are the 9 things that we no longer pack in our one bag carry. So if you thought I missed anything or if you don't pack anything, I would love to know. So please put it down in the comments below and I'd love to read them. But if you just found these tips helpful, don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit that bell notification so that you stay tuned for more travel tips and business insights.